What can be broken is only that which has form. Your body, your beliefs, your emotions, even your mind. But awareness is not a form. It is not a thing. It is not an object you can touch or hold. It is the background, the invisible presence in which everything else appears. Thoughts come and go. Moods rise and fall. The body ages and changes, but awareness simply remains, unchanging, untouched, unshaken. That which is truly you cannot be broken, because it was never constructed in the first place. We mistake our identity for our personality, for the structure of our likes and dislikes, our past and our plans. But these are temporary arrangements. They are furniture in the room, not the room itself. And when the furniture is broken, we cry as if the whole house has collapsed. But the house, your awareness, remains. It has always remained, it is here before any story began, and it will still be here when the story ends. What breaks is the furniture, the space, the presence, it doesn't crack. Your awareness is like the sky. Clouds may cover it, storms may disturb it. Yet the sky itself remains stainless. It doesn't cling to the storm, it doesn't resist the sun. It allows everything and holds on to nothing. This is your essential nature, not the temporary noise, but the vast silence behind it. Not the wave, but the ocean. Awareness is not something you create. It is what you are before anything is created. It doesn't belong to the body or the brain. It is the light in which the body and brain are perceived. The illusion of brokenness comes when you identify with the surface, the thought that failed, the feeling that hurt, the dream that collapsed. But if you step back just a little, you'll see that something within you has witnessed it all without ever being touched. That witnessing presence, that awareness was never harmed. Even in your darkest moment, there was something within you quietly watching untouched by the chaos. That is your real strength. That is the unbreakable core. If you recognize this even once, truly see it, you will never again believe you are broken. You may feel pain, but you will know you are not the pain. You may face loss, but you will see you are not the lost. This shift doesn't require effort, it only requires seeing. Like the sun hidden behind clouds, your awareness doesn't disappear, it is simply veiled. Remove the clouds of identification and you will realize you were never shattered, only shadowed. We live in a world that glorifies noise. The louder you are, the stronger you appear. The more aggressively you assert yourself, the more people think you're in control. But real strength doesn't shout. Real power doesn't need to announce itself. A lion doesn't roar at every passing animal. It moves with calm assurance. Similarly, a still person does not need to prove anything to the world, because their strength is not based on approval, attention or applause. It is rooted in their presence, which speaks louder than any words ever could. Stillness is not about withdrawal. It is not laziness, passivity or helplessness. These are misunderstandings born out of a restless culture that equates busyness with importance. Stillness is a conscious state of being. It is the ability to be at complete ease within yourself, without needing to constantly react, defend or demonstrate power. True stillness is alert. It is not asleep. It is awake, aware, alive. When one is truly still, every cell of the body, every layer of energy within becomes attentive. That attention itself is a form of extraordinary strength. Think of a tree rooted deeply in the earth. The winds may blow, the seasons may change, but the tree stands. It doesn't fight the storm, it endures it. Stillness works the same way. It is not about overpowering situations. It is about being so deeply rooted that no situation can uproot you. In stillness, you do not resist life. You absorb it, you flow with it, and yet you remain unshaken. People who possess this quality may appear quiet or passive, but their impact on life is immense. They do not fight the waves, they become the ocean. There is an ancient wisdom that says, the softest thing can overcome the hardest. Water, though soft and flowing, can erode stone. This is the nature of stillness. It doesn't force change, it creates space where change becomes inevitable. The truly still person becomes like water, flexible in action, firm in presence. They bend without breaking, they yield without surrendering. And in doing so, they demonstrate a kind of strength that force can never match. This is not the strength of ego, it is the strength of grace. The irony of life is that the more desperate you are to appear strong, the weaker you actually feel inside. True strength arises when you no longer have to pretend. Stillness removes all pretension. It strips away the masks we wear, the defenses we carry. It brings you face to face with yourself. And if you can sit with yourself without distraction, without fear, and without needing escape, that is strength. Because the one who can remain still in chaos, silent in conflict, and centered in uncertainty holds a power that no weapon, no circumstance can touch. The most persistent noise in your life is not coming from traffic, not from people, not even from the world. It is coming from inside your own head, a relentless stream of thoughts, judgments, memories, fears, and assumptions. This mental chatter has become so constant that you no longer notice it. You believe it to be you, but the truth is, you are not your thoughts. You are the one who is aware of them. If you can make that simple shift, from identification to observation, you will taste a freedom no external situation can ever give you. Thought, by nature, is repetitive. It draws from the past, projects into the future, but rarely allows you to fully experience the present. This constant commentary inside the head prevents you from seeing what is and keeps dragging you into what was or what might be. You are not living. You are thinking about living. The noise becomes a wall between you and life. And this is the tragedy. People think they are conscious, but they are only mentally active. Activity is not awareness. In fact, it is often the very barrier to it. To be free from this chatter does not mean to suppress it or to silence the mind by force. It means to rise above it, to create a distance between you and your thoughts. Just as you can sit and watch a river flow without jumping into it, you can watch your mind function without being pulled in. That witnessing creates detachment, and detachment brings freedom. It's freedom. Because now you are not at the mercy of every fear, doubt, or memory that arises. You see them, you acknowledge them, but you are not governed by them. When you begin to live from this space of detachment, something extraordinary happens. Clarity arises naturally and effortlessly. The fog lifts. You begin to experience life as it is, not as your mind interprets it. You respond with intelligence, not impulse. You listen deeply, not only to others, but to life itself. You are no longer inside the prison of your own thinking. You are watching it from the outside, and in doing so, you realize the prison was never locked. It only appeared that way because you never tried the door. Mental chatter is like static on a radio. It drowns out the subtler signals of wisdom, intuition, and truth. When the noise reduces, even slightly, your inner clarity amplifies, your awareness becomes sharper, your energy lighter, you're being more rooted. You realize that peace was never something to be created. It was always there, hidden beneath the clutter. And this detachment, this simple stepping back from the constant voice in your head, is the beginning of real freedom. Not a freedom given by the world, but a freedom that cannot be taken by. Life is not happening the way it is because of what's outside. It's happening the way it is because of what's inside of you. Two people can face the same situation, yet one breaks down and the other blossoms. The difference is not in the event, but in the lens through which it is perceived. That lens is your inner world, your thoughts, emotions, energies, and the level of awareness you carry. If that inner world is murky, every experience outside becomes distorted. But if that inner space is clear, everything becomes visible with precision and truth. When you master the inner world, clarity dawns not just in thought, but in vision, in action, in life itself. Imagine walking through a forest with foggy glasses. The trees are beautiful, the path is there, but you cannot see. You may trip, fall, even think the forest is dangerous. But the danger lies not in the forest, but in your obscured vision. Your inner disturbances are like that fog. Most people don't trip on life, they trip on their own minds. Clarity is not about having all the answers, it's about seeing without distortion. And that only comes when the internal clutter settles down. When the noise inside ceases, life outside begins to shine with simplicity. Mastery of the inner world doesn't mean you stop thinking or feeling. It means your thoughts and emotions become tools, not compulsions. Just like a skilled carpenter uses a saw with precision, not randomly swinging it, a conscious human uses the mind intentionally. You don't stop the mind, you just stop being enslaved by it. In that space, your decisions become effortless, your actions more effective, your life less reactive. Because you are no longer driven by confusion or conditioning, you are guided by clarity. The outer world is always full of variables. People change, conditions shift, outcomes are unpredictable. But your inner world can be your anchor. If you have not taken charge of that, you will be like a ship tossed in every storm, never knowing where you're headed. But if your inner compass is strong, no matter how turbulent the sea becomes, you know how to steer. Mastery of the inner does not guarantee smooth sailing, but it ensures you don't drown in your own panic. It gives you the ability to respond, not react, to act, not overthink. Clarity is not a luxury for the spiritually inclined. It is essential for anyone who wishes to live well. Whether you are leading a family, a business, or simply trying to understand yourself, without inner clarity, every step becomes a gamble. You can decorate your life on the outside, but if the inside is chaotic, that beauty won't last. But if your inner world is clean, balanced and conscious, you will see what others miss, hear what others ignore, and know what others only guess. Because clarity is the gift of mastery, and mastery begins within. In the mechanics of life, everything moves. The planets spin, the rivers flow, the body grows and decays, the mind races. But have you ever observed that amidst all this motion, there is a center, utterly still, untouched, unchanging? It is like the center of a spinning wheel. No matter how fast the wheel turns, the axis remains unmoved. This inner axis exists within each human being. If you can access and establish yourself there, that still point becomes the foundation of your mastery. Because only from stillness can you truly perceive the movement of life with clarity. When you are caught in the noise of your own mind, your vision is blurred. You begin to see the world not as it is, but as your thoughts, emotions, and past experiences distort it to be. Inner stillness is like a crystal clear mirror. It reflects reality without bias. When you are still inside, you are no longer interpreting life. You are experiencing it directly. You are not rushing to judge, to fix, to react. You are simply present. And presence, when undisturbed, becomes perception of the highest kind. Perception that transcends logic and touches the very core of truth. Now, stillness is not about physically sitting in one place or slowing down your outer activity. You could be dancing, running, working intensely, and still be rooted in inner stillness. It is not about inaction, it is about non-compulsion. Your actions may be fierce, your involvement deep, but your inner core remains undisturbed. Like a storm with a silent eye, you operate with power, but from a place of silence. This is what brings mastery, not over others, not over outcomes, but over yourself, your reactions, your very perception. We have made the mistake of associating mastery with control. Control over people, possessions, or positions. But mastery is not about dominance. It is about depth. The deeper you are rooted in yourself, the less the world can pull you out of balance. You no longer operate from fear or desire, but from an inner fullness. You no longer chase experiences to fill your emptiness, you bring fullness to every experience. Such is the power of stillness. It does not seek anything, yet everything comes toward it. This stillness is not an idea to be believed or a philosophy to be understood. It is a reality to be lived. It begins the moment you stop trying to fix the world and turn inward to see what truly governs your life. The noise you struggle with is not outside, it is inside. It is inside. And if you can quieten that internal turbulence, you unlock a dimension of existence that is far beyond the surface drama. You begin to live not as a collection of reactions, but as a conscious force, moving with clarity, acting with wisdom, and being without fear.